is anybody talking about anything else than the Colorado Buffaloes and Prime and all those receivers that had over 100 yards? His son, who had over 500 yards. Chip, I'm so fired up. I'm starting with you. Colorado is a 3-point favorite after matching their win total from a year ago after one single solitary week. Start us off.
I mean, Coach Prime looked EC in the eye and asked,
"Do you believe?"
And EC said a little bit, and so Coach Prime asked again,
"Do you believe?"
And EC said not that much. Let's not put it on the show. We'll just put it to the side. I'll throw it on SportsLine. I understand. But look, Coach Prime, I didn't either. But I have seen the light because there's a really, really simple word in college football, and no handicapper, no model is really going to be able to account for dudes. And Colorado just had more dudes than the other team, TCU. And when you're going up against a Nebraska team of which there is an absence of dudes, I think you just got to go with the Buffs and keep this train rolling. You know, I put in the Chipolytics. The Chipolytics was like, Nebraska's the play. And I was like, Chipolytics, you hit the streets, because Chipolytics cannot properly account for how much Shedeur Sanders, who has improved so much every single year over year, when he arrived at Jackson State to last season at Jackson State, better. From last season at Jackson State to what we've already seen through one game, he is better. He processes the field well. He is able to, in that offense, manipulate defenses with his eyes. I was very impressed by Sanders. Travis Hunter, obviously, absolute dude. And Dylan Edwards, man, does recruiting matter. The true freshman running back was committed to Notre Dame. Coach Prime gets the job, flips him from Notre Dame. He ends up having 3 touchdowns. I'm not going to overthink this. The numbers say that Nebraska should be the pick. The numbers say that Colorado should be -3. Colorado should maybe be a touchdown favorite in this ball game. You just ride the Buffs.
You ride the Buffs. We learn our lesson, as Chip just said. And apparently Lori already has. She said, EC, I've already learned not to play every single game. So they're trying to teach you, EC, from the chat. But as we learn, as we go into this game, and Nebraska, let me check my notes, 8-1 against the spread in their past 9 games as a road underdog. So as Chip said, the numbers say Nebraska. EC, what do you say?
I'll tell you what, first of all, Coach, Chip is pure gold. So it's hard to go right after that, because that was brilliant. With that said, he's right about his logic on Colorado, but I'm going to roll with the under 59.5. The only chance that Nebraska has to win this game is to keep it low scoring. And by the way, since that Oklahoma debacle in Game 4 last year, Nebraska's defense is averaging giving up only 22.4 points per game in its last 9 games. Now, Colorado surrendered 262 yards on the ground to TCU at 7.1 yards per carry, and they did not have much of a rushing attack against the Horned Frogs, gaining only 55 yards on 34 rushing attempts. Just what that all means, Nebraska is going to play a ball control offense, keep the ball away from Colorado and Shedeur Sanders. I think the game goes under. I think Colorado will win, but I don't see the Buffs scoring more than 31. So rolling with, let's say, a 31-28 is worst case. We still hit that under 59.5.
Yeah, Nebraska, AB, the under is hit in 8 of their last 10 games. You couldn't possibly agree with EC, could you?
Yeah, I do, Coach, and that scares me too, right? But I think he's spot on here. So first off, look, Colorado riding high. Everybody is fired up, that team. Nebraska had their hearts ripped out on the last play of the game. Why do I say both of those? I think we see a little regression to the mean. Not to mention, this game is kicking off at 10 in the morning Mountain Time. If this were a night game, I don't know if I'd play the under, but I could see a little bit of sleepwalking from Colorado. I could see Nebraska, as Chip and EC mentioned, trying to muddy this thing up, run the football, run the clock. All right? And if it's a tight game, we're going to smash the under. If Colorado wins 45-10, we're going to smash the under. So I agree. Under 59.5, that's the play.
It was really hard to watch Nebraska play Minnesota last week. 13-10 was the final against the Gophers. Hard to watch, so listen to the guys.